In the 1960s, the word doll automatically implied feminine traits. Dolls were what girls played with, while boys had cars or yo-yos or other toys that were different from dolls. So when Stanley Weston proposed a line of dolls inspired by military men, Hasbro came up with the brilliant plan to call them action figures and change the toy industry forever. These action figures are known as G.I. Joes and have inspired a media franchise that continues to capture the attention of many. Now there has been news of G.I. Joe crossing over into one of the highest grossing media franchises of all time, Transformers. What is this news? What updates do we have? Let's find out. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Origins of the plan. In a way, G.I. Joe has always been a part of Transformers. Around 2003, Don Murphy was planning a film adaptation of G.I. Joe, but the American invasion of Iraq in March 2003 put a damper on this plan, as a film about military men would not have been received well. Hasbro and Murphy then decided to adapt the Transformers franchise instead. They had a script in place, and Steven Spielberg came on board to be executive producer in 2004. Spielberg roped in Michael Bay to direct, and he joined to work with Spielberg despite initially dismissing it as a toy movie. Bay felt that the movie was too kiddie, and to raise the stakes, he increased the role of the military in the film. Writers took a lot of inspiration from G.I. Joe to create the soldier characters and tweaked them just enough to differentiate them from the G.I. Joe franchise. In 2013, producer Lorenzo di Bonaventura was promoting G.I. Joe Retaliation when one of the interviewers asked whether there could be a possibility for a bigger universe that the Joes could be a part of, like in the Avengers, and pointed out that Transformers and G.I. Joe both belong to Hasbro. At that moment, Di Bonaventura seemed hesitant and said that since both the franchises have rich mythologies, he resisted a crossover. He didn't rule out the possibility of one, stating that if he heard a story that captured both franchises well, he would consider making the film. The question also lit the fuse, Di Bonaventura admitted, as he began thinking about the machinations of war. The idea was well received by many, and director John M. Chu, the man behind G.I. Joe Retaliation, expressed his interest in directing the crossover film. Thoughts after the Rise of the Beasts. Things solidified in 2023, when Transformers Rise of the Beasts, the 7th installment of Transformers, ended with a direct connection to the Joes. Called The Beginning of the Transformers New Generation by Di Bonaventura, the film is set in 1994 and follows Noah Diaz and Elena Wallace, played by Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback respectively. The last scene has Noah interviewing for a security position at a mysterious government company. Agent Burke, the one who runs the company, hands Noah a business card and promises to give his brother the world's best treatment for his sickle cell anemia. When Noah flips the card, the bold word says, G.I. Joe. Di Bonaventura explained that it felt organic to create the G.I. Joe conception, as Noah goes from not having a job to having the best job in the world because of his recent adventure. Though the connection has been established, Di Bonaventura didn't have much of an idea at that point. He admitted to letting the audience choose the course by responding to how they react to new characters. He did confirm that Agent Burke, played by Michael Kelly, would be in it. Fans were reasonably excited about this crossover, as the Transformers and G.I. Joes have teamed up a couple times in the comic world, but have never shared the screen. More information tumbled out in 2024 after the screening of Transformers 1. The animated prequel that starred Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, and Brian Tyree Henry. Di Bonaventura revealed that he was nervous about using the word crossover, as it implied a 50-50 split, which Di Bonaventura felt was imbalanced. According to him, the movie shared an equal storyline between G.I. Joe, Transformers, and humans. The next update about the film was given by Chris Hemsworth, while discussing his role in Transformers 1 at Entertainment Weekly's Comic-Con in 2024. Though confirmed to be in the film, Hemsworth mentioned that there was nothing solid yet. He seemed as hopeful about it as the fans, though he said that he loved working with great scripts, filmmakers, and stories in a franchise like Transformers and G.I. Joe, which had a lot of potential. He was also in a lot of confusion regarding his role in the next film, as he wasn't sure if he would be continuing to voice Optimus Prime, or if he would be recast as a Joe, or both. He also joked and asked whether he'd be talking to himself in the film and would be paid twice. So, what do we know about the film? The as-of-yet unnamed project is set to be executive produced by Steven Spielberg and Hasbro Entertainment, while Lorenzo di Bonaventura, Mark Vahradian, Don Murphy, Michael Bay, and Tom DeSanto will be producing. Writer Derek Connolly, whose writing credits include Detective Pikachu, The Legend of Zelda, Kong Skull Island, and Jurassic World, will also be a part as rumored. Stephen Caple Jr., the director of Creed II and Transformers Rise of the Beasts, was in talks to direct the crossover film, but due to unknown reasons stepped away, and the merger of Paramount and Skydance threatened to end things for the franchise crossover flick. Things took a turn for the worse when Transformers 1 underperformed at the box office and failed to draw in an audience despite impressing the critics. Hasbro then announced that it won't be co-financing any more films. This doesn't mean that it's game over for the crossover though, as many other production companies like Sony and Lionsgate Entertainment can still make movies based on their products. Very recently, it was reported that Hasbro would be developing a G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover TV show for an adult audience. The show is going to be an adaptation of the Energon Universe comic series, and will be titled the same. Joe Henderson, the brain behind Lucifer and White Collar, will be writing the show. While some fans were excited to hear about this, others began to catastrophize that the film crossover was likely cancelled. This theory is not out of the blue, as usually studios and franchises don't want multiple projects telling the same story. Anthony Ramos mentioned that there was a lot going on at Paramount, implying that they might be too busy to pay any attention to the next Transformers film. So Hasbro might be playing it safe and introducing the crossover in the TV show. But before you give in to the rumors, let us reassure you that there have not been any confirmations whatsoever about the cancellation of the crossover film. It might still be a possibility.
Maximize!
Marvelous verdict. Seeing G.I. Joes fight alongside Transformers has been the dream of many people, but will it materialize? Only time will tell. What do you think? Is there any hope left for the film, or do you think Hasbro crossed over the crossover a long time ago? Let us know in the comments below if you liked the video. Tap that thumbs up. We'll soon be back with more awesome stuff, and until then, goodbye!